They just don't understand. They just don't understand. Jayam.
Chairperson, honorable judges, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you. As a commissioner for oaths, I have to attend court. It was a divorce proceedings, and the husband and wife were at it hammer and tongs. And the husband pleaded, Your Honor, she's disrespectful. She doesn't know her mother tongue. And the wife retorted, Says who? I don't know my mother tongue. My mother's tongue is sharp and bitter. At the other end of the pole, a young, drop-dead, gorgeous lady was cited as a co-respondent. And the lawyer was cross-examining her. Can you please tell the court what you were wearing in your boss's bedroom? A nightgown? A negligee? Oh, gown, sir. I was wearing only 2 drops of French perfume. And I realized I was not alone in this predicament. That along with the judge, the jury, and the legal fraternity, we will never ever understand women. They just don't understand. It has nothing to do with the DNA. Research shows that baby boys and baby girls begin life on a level playing field. They both grin and grip the extended finger. It's only when they get older, much older, that the husbands desperately grip the TV remote control and the wives jealously grip the credit cards. It has nothing to do whether we are left brain or right brain, and we are certainly not different species of aliens. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. No, sir! It has all got to do with the use of humor. Men's use of humor differs very greatly from the women. Men rely on verbal responses, on wit, on pun, on sarcasms, on sexual innuendos, on doublespeak. The famous example of a doublespeak is from the former US president when he said, I did not tell her not to talk, I told her not to talk with a mouth full. The laughter that was going in the American Space Center was this, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know why we encourage women astronauts? Where if the crew gets lost in space, she can ask for directions. Women, on the other hand, laugh at antics, at animals, at babies, and at the white lies they tell their husbands. One woman boldly comes and tells me, you know, Jayam, after every trip to the beauty salon, I tell my husband it costs 60, 80, it actually costs $200. Why don't you tell him it costs $200? It's your money. Have you taken leave of your senses, Jayam? He will scream at me. You spent $200 on a beauty treatment and it didn't even do you any good. Now this realization was a slow learning process and experiences beginning at my adolescence. Lady history teacher teaching American history posed this question to me. Jayam, where was the American Declaration of Independence signed? I sheepishly grinned and said, at the bottom. She gave a nervous, hysterical laughter and at the same breath said, bring your father on Monday or no school for you on Tuesday. So I dragged my poor man to the principal's office and there she pointed an accusatory finger at my dad and said, your son does not know who signed the American Declaration of Independence. And my dad turns to me and said, son, if you sign the document, confess to it. In the whole wide web of communication, nothing is so embarrassing, nothing is so pathetic as husbands and wife in humor. Wives very often, very suddenly pose loaded questions to their husband. And one wife did this. Dear, yes, what is it you like about women? Proximity. End of question. End of conversation. Because a husband's joke is a wife's pain. One husband stands up in an audience and says, take my wife, please. My wife, she was afraid of the dark. Once she saw me naked, now she's afraid of the light. It's all because of the expectation men and women have of each other. Men hope that women won't change, but they do. Women hope that men will change, but they don't. And that is the crux of the whole problem. Despite women being such accomplished musicians, such wonderful ballerinas, they're out of tune, out of sync, and they use humor on their menfolk. When I go home to an empty house, of course I press panic buttons, and the phone rings, and it's my wife. And I said, dear, where are you? It is late. I'm having a bit of car problem, dear. I say, what's wrong with the car? There's water in the carburetor, dear. So where is the car? In the lake. Despite a plethora of self-help books, marriage counselors still dish out the stale, tired advice. Husbands and wives should jointly go out on activities and enjoy each other's company. So my friend drags his poor suffering wife on a fishing trip, rents a yacht, goes out in the open ocean, the yacht stalls, and he tells his wife, get on the radio and summon for help. And she does just that. Mayday, mayday, come in please. Mayday, mayday, come in please. And the Coast Guard responds, what is your position, ma'am? I repeat, what is your position? My position? My position? I am the managing director. But all said and done, ladies and gentlemen, women have the sixth sense. They know that a man's best friend is his dog, but the diamonds are the girl's best friend. So they know who the smartest sex is and who has the last laugh.
1 minute silence, please.